Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Several of you are going to be joining me soon. I should start to see people popping on or popping up. So I will wait a minute, turn my comments on, say hello to me when you get in. Because I think some of you are still trying to find it. Hello, hello. If I make that bigger, still, can I see chats? No, I have to exit my full screen. Okay, there we are. Hi, Monica. Hi, Amber. Good evening. Shania, nice to see you. Congratulations to the new baby in the family. Hi, Erin. Nice to see you. Diana. Hi, Kelsey. Hi, Amanda. There we go. Lots of people popping in now. Hi, Tanis and Noelle. What a beautiful name. And Betty. Yeah, seriously, Shania, she is so super cute. And her little brother, Angela. Hi, Melissa. Nice to see you here. Hi, Fern. Hi, Andrea. I think that there will be quite a few people coming in, which is a great thing because I have a few things to share. And if any of you have anything you want to say in the comments. Oh, Carla, this is Carla and Itty Bitty Betty up in Qualicum. Oh, Carla, I wish you could post a picture of Itty Bitty Betty. What kind of dog is she again? She's like the cute little purse dog. Yeah, Pam, I did just begin. Thank you, Pam. And Pam, I owe you money for I was gonna say party light, but that's old. Oh, she's a Yorkie. Yeah, Yorker. She's so cute. Hi, Sarah. Pam, it's not party light. It's oh my god, the spices. What the hell are the spices? Say it, Pam. Say what you sell. I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. I'm going to wait for Pam to say it in the side there. Great. We have 45 people. Nice. We want lots of people tonight. Tamara. Thank you. Epicure. Why can I never remember that name? Hi, Shelly. How are you? Nice to see you here. Thank you, Tamara, for saving me, rescuing me. Yes, Pam, I just began, and Pam sells Epicure, and I love the products, and I ordered a couple the other day, so I owe her money, um, which I'm looking forward to getting. Yeah, thanks, Pam. That's great. Hi, Diana. Paris, I haven't seen you for such a long time. Hi, nice to see your name pop up here. Jennifer Broker. Hi, Deborah. My first time. Your first time in a live with me, or your first time with me, period? Hi, Julia. Hi, Addie. I have a couple of reasons for going live tonight that I'm looking forward to sharing with you all. Hi, Jeremy and Corey. I'm recognizing some more names here. Cheryl, nice to see you. Hi, Helen. I am having a good evening. Besides the fact that I don't know about you guys, but I hate t-shirts with high collars. This thing is driving me nuts. And I'm trying to remember if it was like, what was the year of Flashdance? When was Flashdance where the t-shirt used to have, you'd wear the tank top underneath and the t-shirt used to come like that? I need Flashdance t-shirts. Not that I want to be burying my shoulders too much, but I hate high collar. Right, Deb? Yeah, me too. I hate them. Like I want the V, but you can't find enough. Yeah, 1983, Pam, right? I was 13. V-necks are where it's at. But look at this. This is just the nicest, like anti-bullying shirt. Nice color. Be kind. Look at me putting my boobs online. Okay. Yeah. Do you cut the collars out, Shelly? I tried that, but I think right, Monica, I loved Flashdance. Me too. Um, I tried to cut the collar out of another one that I did, but it didn't work out. It went all cattywampus. So I think I need to figure out how to do it because I really love this shirt and the color, but I feel like I'm being choked. Maybe if I lost some weight, there'd be more room in the collar. Um, oh, Shelly, that's brilliant. You have a YouTube link I'll send for cutting out the collars to get it off the shoulder effect. Nice. Thank you very much for that. I love it because I'm wearing tank tops all the time, so I can handle an off the shoulder. I can sass it up at 52. Okay. So hi everybody. Thank you for coming in. I was looking for Kim's name. I think Kim might be coming in here too. Maybe we'll see her as we kind of go along. Hi Kelsey. Hi Amanda. More people. Oh, somebody. I saw the word sexy. Sexy shoulder. Yeah. Emily, Emily, yeah, you logged on to me saying I was showing my boobs online. Yeah, that would be perfect timing. Absolutely perfect timing. Kim, you're here. So good. Okay, so Kim is part of the reason that I'm coming on tonight, and I'm going to describe a whole bunch of things to you now. I'm going to stop being silly, and first off, what I'm going to do is I was drawn to pull this angel guide, and I don't know why I've been drawn to pull it a few times this week. Kyle Gray, the Angel Guide Oracle. If you don't know Kyle Gray, look Kyle Gray up. Hi, Sandy. Nice to see you. Yeah, Pam, it's going to be one of these nights. I know. Oh my, I should have two completely different Facebook things, two completely different um, social media profiles. One where I can be myself and the other where I have to be appropriate. Okay, so this angel guide, Kyle Gray, I've been drawn to it lately, but if you don't know Kyle Gray, look him up, total cutie patootie, and really just a sweetheart, and is like his whole life is about the angels. Anyway, I really like his decks, and Spirit wanted me to pull from here tonight. Hi, Jody. Hi, Sheila. How are you doing? And Tamara, sign me up. Tamara, you would be my sister. You and I would have to be on the screen together. It would have to, we should have, Tamara, we should have a podcast. That's what I think. You and I should have a podcast. Tanis loves Kyle Gray. Me too. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is really great, actually. Oh, Spirit is so wild. Okay, so the card is power and intention. Power and intention. A couple of reasons why this is important. Number one, I hope that there's a lot of power in my intention for tonight, um, because it's about somebody's life, and that's very important to all of us. But also, too, I was talking to somebody about their own sense of power and how to focus their intention in their life. Today, I was having that conversation. So this power and intention is very important. Um, and I'm going to say to you all that as I'm reading that, um, when you're struggling, call yourself from your mind down into the body, down into the heart, down into the solar plexus. And Carly Anderson, we were just talking about this morning. Yeah. So probably a lot of people have been thinking about this and focusing their attention around this lately. Power and intention. What I was saying was we were talking about self-worth and self-value. This was a conversation with somebody this afternoon, a client. We're talking about self-worth and self-value. And so when we have an issue of self-worth and self-value, we often think of turning our attention towards why we have this lack of self-worth, why we have this lack of self-value. And that could go any number of ways. It could go into childhood, it could go into a disastrous relationship, it could go into a series of things not working out, so you start to feel poorly about yourself. There's a million directions you could go in the focus on where the lack of self-worth is coming from. Or you could move your attention down into the place of your solar plexus, down into your heart and your solar plexus, and you could turn your intention and your focus towards your soul, and where your soul and the energy of your eternal being sits within your body. So there's an energetic vibration of your soulful connection to your spirit within your body. And so tuning yourself into that place, turning your attention and your intention towards that place, and growing that within the physical being, and growing that within a feeling in your body of strengthening, allowing that to rise up in you, using your breath, and using your breath as a vehicle to connect to your soul and into your body, into that place, and rising that energy up within your being will have a very empowering effect. Not only that, I think it puts us in a place of more safety and security to look back at the places where the wound might be. But I also think we don't always have to look back at the place where the wound might be. Being human in itself is a wound. I don't know anybody who hasn't had the wound. Carly says, haha, confirmation. It's all over the place now. Opened the can of worms. Yeah. So the focus and intention to empower the self or gain power through the place of the soul, through acknowledgement that you are a soulful being having a human experience, that you have a human psyche, that you have a thought mind, that you have all of the dynamics of personality, but that all is secondary to your soul. It's secondary to your spirit, which is the very thing that I engage with every day in every session. I am talking to the souls and the essence of the spirit of your loved ones. They're no longer stuck in the personality, in the narrowed story, in the fragmented psyche. They're not there anymore. They're in the expansion of the spirit. And if we are spirit just inhabiting a body, then our great power is to connect into that while we're still in the flesh. Kaboom, there you go. Easier said than done. I know, because we get caught in the small story. So that's Spirit's message for tonight for everybody here. Now, turning towards Kim. Kim is a beautiful community member here. She came up on the screen a few minutes ago. I'm sure she's still watching. And I care very much about Kim. A lot of people care very much about Kim. And Kim and her husband have been incredibly sick over these last few years. Kim had breast cancer and has gone through the treatment for that. Her husband has been like literally on death's door a few times with his illness. And these two people, not only do they keep pushing forward and seeing a new day, Kim is incredibly optimistic, caring, compassionate, um, uh, and she makes jam, she bakes goodies, she continues through her challenges and her pain to keep arriving for other people in her life. And I just love her. I think she's a beautiful human in our community. And her cancer came back with a bit of a vengeance. And so Kim is wanting to try some alternative treatment, and that's costly. So I do like to lend my energy to things, and I'm going to describe for you a couple of things. If you send, and I'm going to post this after, if you send a donation, I don't care how much it is, if it's $5 or if it's 500, I don't care. If you send it to my email, I'm going to be putting that into account, and all of that's going to go to Kim. But your name is going to be put in a draw, and I'm going to go live next Friday. So next Friday, that is uh, the 31st, the last day of this month, the 31st of March. Okay. Showing up regardless of what happens is a gift. It so truly is, Robin. Okay. So, but here's what the gift is. So you send a donation to my email account, and all of that is going to go to Kim for her for whatever the heck she needs right now, quite frankly. But she's wanting to do this extra treatment, and I'm telling you, this woman is beautiful. She's a trooper. So I want as many of you to contribute to that as you can, please. But here's the exciting thing for you. I'm putting together a package for the person whose name I pull. It's going to be full of some really great stuff. I'm going to describe a couple of those things to you. It is going to have crystals in it, about 3, 4, maybe 5 really gorgeous pieces. And one of them will be this beautiful stone. And I'm terrible with the names. Many of you crystal people will probably be able to call it out. I do know that this is a gorgeous palm piece of labradorite because it is my favorite stone. And then there's a few more. There's a beautiful sphere, a tiger's eye, but I'm waiting for another really special piece in the mail. So it's going to also be in this package. My email is info@deborahdirksen.com, and I'll post that after. But here's some other things that are going to be in your package. I was sent from a good friend of mine, Barb. Her and her sister put together 2 card decks, actually. So those of you who love astrology, um, this is a new one out of hers. So I'm gonna be putting all of this in my post after. So any of you want to go to pureastrology.ca, pureastrology.ca. This is Barb and her sister's company, and I'm good at really nothing other than mediumship. Mediumship is my thing. So if you ask me about crystals or you ask me about the stars, I have very little clue. But I have people who are connected to those things. So this is Barb and her sister's page, well, part of it. You see this pure insight, a deep dive into your soul. So she has pure insight cards and pure astrology cards. Now, the pure astrology cards is this wonderful new deck. And so her sister has done the artwork and she's put this whole astrology system together that's phenomenal. And I'll get her to explain it to you at some point. But this is what's really exciting to me. This pure insight, a deep dive into your soul. Now, both of these decks are going to also go into the package. So you're getting crystals and decks and also other stuff that I'm adding in just for fun. Okay. So, this, why I love Pure Insight is because there's a deck called, oh, here it is. I use it all the time. I love it. It's kind of a bit of a therapy tool. And I think Barb's is meant to be that as well. It's called the O cards. Tell me if you say that you know the O cards. Violette, yeah, they're gorgeous. The color on the cards is gorgeous. So the O cards are a wonderful deck made in Germany, I believe. And they're used for therapy, but they're also used for things like if you're trying to come up with a creative turn in a story, if you're trying to shake up a work environment by shifting thought mind, what happens is these cards have words on them, and then there are images. So an image goes inside the word card. And so they're wonderful to play with. And oftentimes, let's see here, I'll do this with you right now. I'll do this with Spirit. Okay. So the word is, where are we here? The word is weary. Okay. So if I have the word weary, here's the word weary. And then I shuffle this deck and I say, Spirit, come on, give me a wonderful image for here. Okay. So here is the word weary. Oh, look at me go there. Okay. There's the word weary. And then I have this image. And now I have to pay attention to what this brings up for me. Why is there this big, beautiful sun and this blue sky and this beautiful green grass and the word weary? What comes up for me? And immediately what comes up for me is I think that when I feel weary, moving out into the sun, moving out maybe to the shore edge, I almost see this as like a grassy cliff edge overlooking the water down there in the beautiful blue sky. Return to nature. If you're weary, remember that the sun is a regenerator, you know? So you can use them in many ways. If I hold this here, go ahead. Some of you interpret what this brings up for you. Weary and this huge sun and the green grass and the blue sky. What might you say about that? Go ahead. Some of you post what comes to mind. Maybe there's a childhood memory that comes up. Ah, Shelley, I saw it the same way. A recharge. Yeah, absolutely. Tired but moving forward. Great, Kim. Yeah, tired but moving forward. Weary, but that sun's still calling. Amanda, if I made a right choice moving back to Island, yes. I'll just say yes. Yeah, Tanis, exactly what you said. Susan, I'm 6 weeks post-op brain surgery and I'm very weary. Yes, you're very weary. And so then, Susan, what would you say that this scene is speaking to you about? And Casey says, a memory of the first time I felt my late son speak to me. That's beautiful, Casey. How wonderful that you got that connection. Weary in your heart over the loss, and yet this beautiful son stepping forward. See, so much can come from it. Okay, that's the O cards. But Barb and her sister, with the permission of the O cards, I hear, developed a very similar deck called Pure Insight. And look at this amazing card deck package. Like, I was so impressed when I got this in the mail. Now, remember, in the package, if you donate to me for Kim, so I'm not taking any of the donations, I'm passing them right over to Kim. I'm putting this package together myself at my own cost. So you'll be getting all the crystals and these card decks and everything in the package when I pull your name. Weary of being burnt, Amber says. Sorry, that seems negative. Amber, there's no negative in that. That's a great acknowledgement. You're tired of being burnt. That was a whole other way to interpret that. And that's not negative. It's just a truth for you right now. So not to worry about that. I'm glad you shared it. So here's Barb's cards. And if she was on with me, she could probably tell you a lot more about them. And then I was so impressed by her sister's images. Look at these beautiful paintings. Oh my goodness, look at broken chains. Look at that staircase. Oh, doesn't this look like fun to work with? Okay, you know what we'll do? We will work with it, just like we did with the other one. Okay, I'm going to pull. Oh, tomorrow is a new day. Never been seen before. Nice, Robin. Very nice. Thanks, Melissa. I was talking about my shirt earlier. I love my shirt too. It's my Be Kind shirt, but I wish it had no collar on it because I feel like I'm choking. Okay, so from the Pure Insight deck. Oh, this was my other topic for tonight, and I was going to end with it. Forgiveness. Spirit's already ahead of me. Oh, Richard, nice. Sometimes there's rain weary and sun growth in the same day. It's what we need to grow. See? They're beautiful cards. Okay, here comes the image. Oh my gosh, it's hard for me to even see what this is, so I'm going to hold it up. It almost looks like, okay, I'm going to hold it up for you all. Let me get it in the right position here because I was going to talk about forgiveness. Okay. Forgiveness. And I honestly do not know what this picture is, but what it looks like to me is a blanket, like a crumpled blanket, a kind of a heavy weighted blanket, but it's tented over top of me. And I feel like this is the open area, as if I was sitting in there. There's this tent over me, but there's this opening. And I right now am going to say that I see that as sometimes we're sitting under the weight of the things that have happened in our life, but there is always an opening towards forgiveness. There's always hope that we can find forgiveness in the past over the things that have happened, which can be very, very difficult. But how might some of you see this? Tell me about some of your interpretations. Shelley, I see a shroud with someone's hand going lifted. Oh, that's beautiful. So, like assistance with the forgiveness. Oh, my cousin took his life in September, and I need to forgive him for choosing what was best for him. Yeah. And Krista, maybe it's not even about forgiveness, but more of a kindness to your own heart for the pain you feel. Mhm. To me, it looks like a rock. Forgive and come out from living with a heavy weight. Yeah, beautiful. Hmm. Kim, yeah, it reminds me of the tents my kids used to make. Paris, yeah, hand reaching out for help, maybe. Yeah, sometimes we need help in forgiveness, right? And sometimes we're seeking forgiveness from others. I know I've been in that position. Kelsey, I see it as a rock face, and I need to break through it to allow myself to forgive. Mhm. Yeah. So, aren't these cards beautiful? So, a really nice little deck called Pure Insight, a deep dive into your soul. And Barb is a counselor um, and an astrologer, and so um, this. I'm excited to use this. I'm excited to also put both decks into the package for you, whoever the one that wins is, or whoever the one whose ever name I draw. So if you send a donation, I don't, like I said, I don't care if it's $5 or it's 500. This is all going to Kim for treatment to try and save her life, and that's meaningful and purposeful, and I want to do what we can to try to help and support her. So info at deborahdirksen.com is where you'll just send your donation, and when you send a donation, send me an email as well. Don't just send the donation, also send me an email so I can put your name in. Next Friday, I will draw a name, and there will be crystals in your package. There will be these two beautiful decks in your package. One, I don't know how to explore it yet because I just got it yesterday, but it's all about astrology and how to work with astrology. And her website is pureastrology.ca. And you can see a little bio of Barb and her sister there. And I've both known Barb for over 30 years. So I just love that she's done this. And the Pure Insight deck, which I'm really excited for you to get. So I'm going to share all of this in a post afterwards. Please donate for Kim to have extra funds to do some alternative treatment to try and shift her life, lengthen her life, save her life, hopefully. And Kim, I love you, and I thank you so much for everything that you've always done for everybody. And you and your partner are just a very special couple. So I hope that whatever we can gather tonight will be helpful. Um, Forgiveness. This is what I wanted to talk about. And so it's so amazing that the card came up. I It pains me greatly. I have to say there's so much in the world of metaphysics and mediumship, psychic ability that is so beautiful. It has transformed my life. I don't mean just related to my work, but how I view the world, how I feel about our lives and who we are. Um, but there's also a lot of challenge in it. So, this last week, I'm sitting with a woman whose mother came through beautifully along with many other family members. And she asked me towards the end, "Can I ask you a question? Um, is my mom angry with me?" And I was kind of a little bit taken aback because I said, "I didn't hear any anger or upset in anything that we just heard. And she said she had been to see another medium, and the medium said that it was very difficult for her mom to come through because she was too angry. Bull crap. The souls of our loved ones are not angry. It doesn't matter what has happened, how they've died, what their experience is in their families. It does not matter. They are freed from the state of the human condition. They are freed from the thought mind that is anger and frustration and upset. They are freed from that. They look back in reflection and see clearly all the dynamics of their life, their intricate relationships to their family, what was meaningful, where they needed to shift and grow and didn't, where they did shift and grow and they're proud of themselves and proud of the family. Please, I am telling you, I've done this for 15 years now. Spirits are not angry. They are not upset. They are not withholding. If a medium does not connect to your loved one, it's not because of your loved one. It is not because of your loved one. We are expansive. There may be many other kinds of conditions in the way of a loved one coming through, like timing for you, or just the medium not being able to make the connection. There's lots of times that I don't make a connection to certain people. I sit in this day in, day out. There's a whole bunch of stuff we don't know, but there's one thing I do know. They're not angry and upset. And so please, if you ever hear that, Diana said 100% her, if you ever hear that, it's just not true. Please don't let a medium blame your loved one for not coming through. And most certainly, don't put it on the loved one being angry. Here's an example. There was a father that was coming through today, and he brought his face forward and he had tears running down his face. And he was saying, "Tell my daughter I'm sorry." He wasn't saying why. Now, I was clear to say, he's not crying now in spirit. He's showing me tears to convey emotion related to something. But this man is not crying in spirit. Crying and sorrowfulness is an aspect of the human condition. When you're immersed into love, ask anybody who has had a near death experience and actually crossed that line into spirit. That is a state of love and expansion and wholeness and support and connection like nothing you have ever experienced. So, um, Amber just asked a great question. Are they honest, though, about how they felt towards someone who treated them poorly? Absolutely, Amber, when they were living. So they might talk about how they felt about somebody when they were living, but they should go on to talk about what they've discovered. That would be an important part, Amber, that they go on to talk about what they've discovered, that they can see where there's suffering behind what it is that went on, that a lot of times spirits that have really I'm going to say are in a profound state of healing will often not ever come forward asking for forgiveness. They come forward with acknowledgement of what they've done, with acknowledgement of the point at which they've hurt someone. So let's say, for example, once there was a dad that came through and he was highlighting, taking me back to his daughter at the age of 5. And then he gave me this feeling of distance and abandonment. And it turns out that her father left when she was 5. And then he started to talk about a relationship, the first relationship, the marriage that she had. He took ownership of the disaster aspect of that relationship because he could see that she chose that husband from the pain of loss of her father. That's the kind of viewpoint they have, right? So Amber, yes, honest about how they felt towards someone who treated them poorly when they were living, but not still in the place of spirit, because there's so much understanding. There's in forgiveness. um I wouldn't even say forgiveness. There's just compassion and unconditional love. So and I'm humble enough to say that I do not have the whole picture. But in 15 years, with all the abuse and suicides and murders and everything that I have been witness to, that Diane has been witness to, I would think that I would run across a spirit that was angry or still holding on to something. One woman was told once that her brother could not move into spirit fully because he was so upset at how his family was behaving. I was horrified. I was horrified. Let's put it this way. Also, too, imagine this. How would it ever serve us as human beings? Let's say that there's a son that passes away and the son left in horrible conditions and maybe took his own life. There's a lot of gunshot suicides, that I've experienced, and so that's a really horrific kind of thing. How would it, even if it were true, let's put it this way, even if it were true that a spirit would come forward and say that they shot themselves and that they were so distraught when they passed and they're still wandering around because they can't figure it out and they're angry and upset. What do you think that that would do to a mother or a father in front of me? So even if that were true, why the hell would somebody say that? I think that that's a horrific offense myself. And it's just not true. That part I know, because in everything I've seen, I would think that at some point myself, or even Diana, who's done mediumship for years, would have seen that. So please know, for heaven's sakes, please know that your loved ones are not angry anymore. They're not upset. They are in a place of compassion and support. They're in a place of clarity and understanding. We hold a lot of things that we should not still be holding on to. We hold them to heart. Krista, what about shame and regret? Do they experience that? Not the way we do. Super good question. So, um, do they take ownership of what they did? Absolutely. Do they wish some things had happened differently? For sure they do. However, they can see the mechanisms behind what those behaviors were or how they were in life. A while ago, a woman was coming through um, who had passed. She was a mother, and she was quite a bitter mother, quite an angry, bitter mother. And she was apologetic to her daughter for that. Um, but she started to tell the narrative of where she came from, what her family dynamics were like, and what she presented with was an incredible amount of self empathy. Not in a self centered way, but in a very clear understanding of what had happened for her, where she had locked her thoughts down, where her heart got cold, and then she offered an extension of apology to her daughter. Now, is she sitting in shame and remorse? No. She takes full ownership of what happened, but she also is in a place of compassion and understanding that allows her to be free, and then in turn allows her daughter or her son some freedom. Does that make sense? So, no, we experience shame and regret. And I have to say, and I know this is going to sound hard or harsh, but shame and regret are actually quite self centered emotions. So I'm distraught about how I hurt you, is what, you know, regret is about or guilt is about. Um, Not entirely, but it is very self focused. Where if I do something wrong and I take, it's like, do you ever want an apology made to you? You don't want somebody to say they're sorry. You want somebody to do better, right? Oh, oh, hold on. So Dana is there. She says, thank you for your well done review of our Pure Insight cards. Must run, well done podcast. Okay, so Dana is the artist who did those pictures. So hopefully, Dana, you saw some of what people posted. I wasn't sure that you made it into here. Thank you for that. Um, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, I think you guys get the point. Sometimes I go on and on too much, but no. Oh, that's what it was. It was about apology. You don't want somebody to apologize to you. You, you want somebody to take ownership of what they did, and then you want to see change, right? I know that I want that for myself. I don't want to just make an abstract amends to someone. I want to alter the behavior that is difficult or causing challenges for me. I think that that's the work. That's the amends. The amends is in the change that we make and the ownership of what it is. Then I don't have to be swimming in guilt and remorse. It's still a me thing, right? When it should be an us thing or a you thing. So um anyway, Dana, thank you for that. And I'm gonna put a post to your guys' stuff after. Melanie says, what about being scared before they passed? Are they still scared? No, the fear does not continue on. Spirits bring forward all kinds of, because there's so many, each individual death completely stands on its own. You cannot say all murders are like this, all suicides are like this. Don't listen to anybody that ever says if people die by suicide, this happens to them in spirit. If people die by murder, this happens to them in spirit. If they die by drug overdose, which unfortunately I see every day. And I something has to happen. If fentanyl, yeah, anyway, oh boy, I can't go into a rant. Ah, the Leo in me wants to scream. Okay, so if somebody passes by, drug overdose or overdose, X, Y, and Z happens in spirit. It's not true. Each individual person, each individual soul has their own experience of passing. They have their own transition into the world after. Some people see a death coming towards them, they're aware that it's coming, and they exit the body before the occurrence even happens. Some people are engaged in the first um oh, Carla, sorry. I'm gonna click here to put what Carla said. I'm gonna address that in a second. So uh some people will exit the body before the thing happens. Some people have an immediate momentary experience of the occurrence, with kind of a shock or a fear aspect, and then it shifts very quickly. But always what spirit talks about is our time frames. So let's say somebody was trapped in something for an hour or two, and that was frightening and terrible and scary. And then they ultimately die. Say they're trapped in something and there's a suffocation. And so you would assume, or you would think, that the person was struggling and in that terror for that period of time until they died. Sometimes, yes, they've been in the experience of fear, and when they die, immediately it's let go of. Some people um, are in the experience of fear, and then they pass and they kind of give me this kind of like, oh, they like shook that off kind of feeling. And then there's kind of like stages of moving further and into the state of spirit. Some people pass and immediately they are surrounded by loved ones. Some people are in that state of passing and a loved one comes forward to them in visions before they even pass to make them comfortable. So there are just so many scenarios, but no, that pain, that fear is not kept into the realm of spirit. Carla said, when my husband died, you said he showed you broken blinds on your door that you don't have. And he said he was blind to what he had done. Carla, that is so, that happens quite often. Spirits will often say, until they passed, they had no clue how they were impacting other people. Some people might call that like a narcissistic personality. Um, he didn't Carla said he didn't know that when he was here, and now he did understand what problems he had caused and how he had hurt us when he was alive, and now understood that. So Carla's explaining one of those scenarios. So sometimes people knew what they were doing, but they couldn't change, but they knew that it was hurting people. Some people had no clue, like Carla's husband, about how they were impacting others, and they're so shocked on the other side to see, oh my God, when I was doing that, she was feeling this. When I was doing that, they were feeling this. And they really are surprised by it. That's the dynamics of this human psyche that can keep us in many different phases of denial. Um, a lot of people that are not in denial but are choosing not to look express themselves as well. Some people make changes days, hours, weeks before they pass, and they're able to make amends before they go. So, again, each individual is just so different. And so, if you have loved ones in spirit, please don't worry about them. There should be no worries about where they are or their state of being in the afterlife. Be more concerned about your own grief and your own grieving, and tend to yourself and take the time. Take it one day at a time. Keep seeking out what it is you need to move through the process of grief. Also, to use conversations like this, use a proper mediumship session as a way to go, hey, wait a second, where do I need to be making amends in my life? What do I need to be seeing that I'm not seeing? What am I ignoring that I need to clean up and let go of? What boundaries do I need to set that later on I don't want to wish that I had, right? So do your own kind of house cleaning, you know. Tana says Diana did a reading of my dad who passed from a drug overdose. Her exact words were no regrets. He says he lived and loved. I forgave him in that moment. That's so great, Tanis. See, and Diana knows it too, you know. So anyway, isn't it great that Spirit brought up that card of forgiveness from this beautiful deck? So this is my last out to you, info@deborahdirksen.com. Send me an email and then forward your donation. So in the email, tell me that you're sending a donation. Then I will take the donation into the account, and all that money will be going to Kim for her alternative treatment to try to help her through this next phase. And you, in turn, are going to have your name put into a basket tucked into my bra. A bra full of names. And I'm going to pull one next Friday. Andrea, just throwing it out there, a girl's got to try. I never got one yet. What's an I never got one yet? Oh, Andrea, may I get a reading, please? Oh, well, I wasn't doing readings tonight. But okay, Andrea, I'll take your two little kisses. Um, so what was I going to say? So then your name is going to go into a draw for two decks. Barb and Dana's two decks, this beautiful astrology deck and this wonderful pure insight deck, along with gorgeous crystals. Look at how beautiful this is. And I'm gonna put some wonderful mother energy into them before I send them. Here's the other ones, and then one that's coming in the mail that's very special is going to go into, look at that, that's tiger's eye. Again, oh geez, again, don't ask me about crystals. I'm not a crystal person, so I don't know their meanings and purpose, but I do know that labradorite is my favorite. And look at that gorgeous palm. Oh, labradorite. This has been my personal one for a while, and I really, really love it. So, yeah. So if you make your donation, your name is going to go in. Oh, Kim is saying something. Oh, you have brought me to tears. You have brought tears to my eyes with all your kind words, and I'm very grateful to have you and so many beautiful souls in my life. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, Andrea, I think you were the one that blew me kisses. Where are you here? Andrea, I'm sticking your name up. Okay. Andrea, you need to look up the animal energy of moose. A huge moose face just came in front of me with its full things. Oh, very interesting how this is also very moose-like. Look at the big things out the side there. Okay, Andrea, raise your vibration. This is your card. And if I look at it, I'm going to say that to do that, you need to pay attention to your breath. So this is the last thing that I'll leave you with, Andrea, and everyone else. Um, if you oftentimes if you sit and you think, well, I'm gonna breathe. I'm gonna breathe deep, and you go, and you just have your minds on your lungs and taking in the breath. Don't do that. Close your eyes, relax your breath. And then when you breathe in deep, feel your whole entire body soaking in that breath, like as if you're breathing right into all your joints and your bones and your blood. Feel that breath filling your entire body like a wave. Like just try that right now. Just everybody try it right now and then post to me how different that feels. So just relax, relax your breathing, and then take a big breath in, but feel your whole body absorbing that breath. Isn't that yummy? Right, Jeremy? Oh, wow. Yes. And keep doing that, Andrew. Ooh, right? Keep pulling that in. What a wonderful way to raise the vibration. Mhm. So just breathe in. And that's this wonderful, you might even get tingly. Yeah, feels peaceful, warm, and healthy. Feels so safe. Feels very floaty. Welcome to your body meeting your spirit. Oh, Richard, the moose in our Cree culture is healing energy. Everything he eats comes from Mother Earth. Beautiful medicine, medicine. Thank you, Richard. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow I have the Divine Day. If you ever want to spend a whole day in the Divine Day with me, you can't tomorrow. I've already closed it off. But watch for it to come up again, because they're very, very special times. If you're interested in the Divine Self series, you'll see me post that too. People get addicted. I get addicted because it's so amazing what happens with spirit. Okay, I love you all. I need to rest before tomorrow. And please, even if you can't send a donation, your loving prayers as you sleep tonight for Kim, but also to add the name Melissa, please. And Spirit knows who I'm talking about. So please also add the name Melissa. Kim and Melissa, you go into um, this loving healing for them. Good night. Good night, Linda. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me.